Inside your head, you may be saying, AI is way too complicated to understand. Where do I even start? Hi, I'm Roz's AI clone. She is a high-tech sales leader, bona fide tech nerd, and busy mom of two really incredible kids. She has spent her career in high-tech working to this moment and beyond, and we are here to guide you through it. This is AI with Roz. The good news is you're probably already using AI, probably multiple times today, and that changes everything for how you should think about it. That's the most useful starting point. This isn't some future thing you need to learn from scratch. It's already woven into the apps you rely on. And that means a tiny shift in awareness gets you big benefits. Here's the practical idea I want you to keep. Most consumer AI does two things: makes tasks faster and nudges what you see. The first is convenience: a faster email draft, a clearer photo, or a playlist that fits your mood. The second is influence. Recommendation engines are built to keep you engaged. If you treat both the same, you'll either miss shortcuts or get pulled into a narrower routine without realizing it. Here is a quick, real example. I fed a messy 3-paragraph follow-up into ChatGPT, asked for 3 friendly sentences, and sent that version. I saved 20 minutes and got a faster reply. That's convenience. On the flip side, I once trusted an AI-generated fact in a post and nearly shared something wrong, a classic hallucination. That's why verification matters. A few simple rules you can use right away. 1. Use AI for drafts and iterations, not final answers, especially for facts. 2. Glance at privacy and permission settings when a feature wants to upload your photos or voice data. 3. Correct suggestions when you can. Those little clicks help personalization actually learn what you want. So let's get into how these tools learn from examples. No math, just a clear picture you can use. If you're already using AI in your apps, the next obvious question is how those apps learn to behave. Those recommendations and edits didn't come from thin air. They came from examples. Picture this. You own a coffee shop and hire a new barista. At first they guess. You show 10 lattes and say, "Okay, that's good," or "less foam." Over time they build a rulebook in their head. That's training. Translate that to software. The photos, emails, and corrections are the data. Feeding them to a learning process is training. The result is the model, basically the barista's memory. And when you ask the app to do something, that's inference, the barista making a drink on cue. Here is a few practical, consumer-friendly points to keep in mind. Quality beats blind quantity. If your photo sorting app only saw low-light selfies of a person, it won't recognize that person well in bright photos. That's not mystery, it's simply a limited data set. From a supervised learning standpoint, you can mark emails spam, and the system learns from those labeled examples to filter future spam. That's targeted training for a specific outcome. On the other hand, for unsupervised learning, your phone groups photos into events or clusters without labels. It's finding patterns on its own, useful for discovery, but less precise. However, there is this pesky thing called overfitting. For example, if you taught the barista only one customer's drink preferences, they'll nail that customer, but struggle with anyone else. In apps, overfitting means the model memorized quirks in its training data and doesn't generalize well. The fix is more diverse examples and really good testing. So why do models sometimes make stuff up? These are called hallucinations. Let me explain. For example, I asked a chatbot for a quote from a niche article, and it produced a plausible-sounding sentence that didn't exist. The model wasn't lying on purpose. It was predicting a likely phrase based on patterns it had seen. So a good tip would be, for anything important, dates, citations, legal wording, treat model outputs as drafts, not facts. One detail that helps in real apps: human feedback tuning. Some systems let people rate answers or pick the best responses. Those ratings help nudge the model toward answers humans prefer. That's why some chatbots feel more conversational than others. Humans help teach them what good looks like. 3 tiny useful actions you can try right now. 1. Mark something correctly. Mark an email as spam or correct a photo tag. Those signals help personalization immediately. 2. When a chatbot gives a fact, ask, Where did you get that? Give me sources. If it can't show concrete sources, double check the claim. And 3, test variation. Give a model the same request with slightly different wording and see how stable the output is. Large swings mean you should be cautious with that tool. Bottom line, AI learns by example, and the better, broader, and cleaner the examples, the better the result. Training is the heavy lift. Inference is the fast, user-facing magic, and that magic is only as reliable as what it learned. Now let's be clear about 2 practical distinctions you'll see all the time. Big training jobs done by companies and the fast, everyday responses you get as a user. Think in 2 layers. Layer 1 is global training. Companies collect huge data sets, train a model on powerful servers, and then release that model. That's expensive and happens in waves. Major updates, new features, bigger improvements. Layer 2 is inference and personalization. The quick local stuff your phone or account does to make the model behave for you right now. What does that mean for you? First, know that training a model from scratch is rare for an individual. Most of what you interact with is a pre-trained model the company provides, but many apps add small personalization on top. Your corrections, saved preferences, or short feedback loops, and that helps the app adapt to you without retraining the whole thing. It should be noted that there are also important differences in where inference actually runs, on-device versus in the cloud. On-device inference, such as processing on your phone, is faster and keeps data local, better for privacy-sensitive tasks like unlocking your phone with face recognition. Cloud inference sends data to a server for processing. This is often more powerful, but this means your data travels off your device. When privacy matters, look for local processing options or clear retention policies. Here are some real-world caveats and things to know that you'll eventually run into. 1. Garbage in, garbage out. This includes narrow or biased examples in training, which can create narrow outputs. 2. Overfitting. This is a system that just memorizes quirks in its training data and can perform poorly on new inputs. 3. Hallucinations. There are many models out there that can generate confidently just with incorrect facts because they're pattern predictors, not truth checkers. So what can you do practically as a user? 1. Use feedback buttons and corrections. Mark things as wrong or correct. That helps personalization quickly. 2. You can do small tests. Give the same request in 2 slightly different ways. If the output swings wildly, don't rely on that tool for important facts. 3. You should also check app settings for on-device processing or data sharing. Turn off cloud backup for anything you want to keep private. 4. And finally, read update notes occasionally. Big changes usually come in releases, not daily tweaks. If a feature is being trained on user data, you'll often find that in the privacy or terms section. Start with chat assistants like ChatGPT. You get fast drafts and ideas because the model just ultimately predicts text patterns. Use that for speed. Draft an email, brainstorm subject lines, but don't treat the output as a fact sheet. Another action step. When you see an auto tag or edit you didn't expect, hit edit or undo before you share, and make sure to correct the tag. Many apps learn from that correction. Protect sensitive info. For anything private, IDs, health, legal docs, avoid uploading unless the app explicitly says the data stays local. Bottom line, use these features for speed and creativity, but keep the human in charge. Treat suggestions as helpers, not gospel. Spotify, YouTube, TikTok are built to keep you watching or listening. That's great for discovery, but it can narrow what you see. Here is a simple move. Once a week, search for something outside your usual tastes, a new genre, a long-form video on an unrelated topic, or a curated playlist from an editor. Or clear your watch or listen history if you want to reset. That small habit breaks the feedback loop and gives you fresh suggestions. So far, you've heard how AI learns and where it shows up. Now the practical question, which apps should you actually install today? Think of this like packing a carry-on. You only need a few essentials to get through the trip, not every gadget. Here's a simple rule. Start with one productivity tool, one communication quality tool, and one utility that saves time on everyday stuff. That combo gives you the biggest return for the smallest effort. Here is a quick privacy checklist before you install anything. 1. Enable two-factor authentication on accounts you plan to connect. 2. Check what you're uploading. Don't put IDs, medical records, or sensitive docs into general generative tools. 3. Scan app permissions. Does it need camera or microphone access to work? If not, deny it. 4. Prefer local processing for sensitive tasks when available. So let's kill the myths that make people freeze up and replace each one with a simple, practical move. Myth 1. AI will steal my job overnight. Reality. Most AI today speeds up specific tasks, transcriptions, first drafts, repetitive data work, but it doesn't replace judgment, relationships, or complex decision-making. Fix it by treating AI like a power tool. Take action by identifying one task you do weekly that AI could shave time off, such as email triage or meeting notes, and automate just that task this week. Myth 2. AI is objective. Reality. Models learn from past data, biases included. A great example is a photo app mislabeling certain lighting styles as unprofessional. To fix this, don't assume neutrality. Test it. Myth 3. AI understands like a human. Reality, it doesn't. Models pattern match. They don't have beliefs or intent. That's why they sound confident and can be wrong. Myth 4. Everything it says is true. The reality is that hallucinations happen, plausible sounding but incorrect statements. To address this, build a verification habit. Require a source or citation before you act on any factual claim the model makes. If you leave here with just one trick, it would be the ability to be able to quickly spot hallucinations. For that, you simply ask the model for specific sources and for a step-by-step explanation of how it reached an answer. If it can't provide verifiable sources or gives vague steps, treat the response as provisional. That about wraps it up for today. If you've listened this far, I just want to say thank you. And most importantly, don't let fear stop you. These checklists I gave you today will hopefully reduce your AI risk and let you experiment without getting burned. So, if you like this video, please be sure to smash the like button and subscribe and tell me what you think. I will read all of your posts, I promise. Until next time, this is AI with Roz.